After all, tomorrow is another day.
Well, it's time to start the show.
Hi everyone and welcome to the Portress Podcast. This is the game review. The big game against Brisbane Lions has been played out. We have lost the game. It was a really frustrating game in some ways. I actually posted up on the Facebook page just explaining a bit my feelings on the game straight afterwards as I was heading home, and yeah, just so frustrated with the fact that Port Adelaide just allowed the class of Brisbane to shine through. Port Adelaide losing to Brisbane Lions by 28 points, 120 to 92. It was a game where Port Adelaide came close at a couple of times within about a 7 or 8 point margin, but Brisbane basically kept us at arm's distance and arm's length at all times. I guess it was a game where we got out in the blocks and looked pretty good to start with, and then Brisbane, sure enough, just got their game going, and by the end of the first quarter, there was 8 goals to 3, and the game was over. And even if you say that Port Adelaide had a chance to come back at times, they did but it was always just never enough. It was like I said, it was a 6 to 8 point margin at the best, getting close to them, but it's a same old story, really, unfortunately. So there really needs to be some changes. I think what it is the mental attitude of the players before they even apply themselves as a talented football team, just to the attitude that they belong. They belong in that environment, and they belong to in regards to playing against the top sides, because the fumbling is a perceived pressure. That they're a good side, but you can be just as clean as them. They punish, and obviously inside 50s, they score heavily, and you just cannot give that kind of a sucker an even break. They will punish you, and that's what we need to be. We need to be a side that punishes our opposition when we get the ball, because when we had the ball, we didn't punish them. We didn't do the same things. We didn't score. Jordan Sweet has got a free kick right in front, or Travis Boak kicks the ball right in front, kicks a point, goes back, and they kick to the other end and they kick a goal. And so that played out quite often, whether it be on turnovers from shots on goal that missed, or even just turnovers in general play. It was a game where Brisbane ultimately, once they found their rhythm and that into that last quarter, they just played us for a bit. But then I must say, Port Adelaide, with a lot of injuries and really tough to have one ruckman when you're going with a 2 ruckman game plan, and then you end up having the frustration of Vicentini going out almost straight away as soon as the game starts. He's injured, and then you get Asava Radagalier by the end of the first quarter out. So you've got two your pillars in your team out before you're really getting into the rhythm of the second and third quarters. And so for us to lose by 28 points and a gallant effort, even the Brisbane Lions fans, let alone the general public of the AFL fans, we're feeling proud of Port Adelaide, the way that the team fought it out, because that is a really hostile environment up there in Brisbane at the Gabba. So no, I was there. Look, hostile environment on the ground, but crowd was just harmless. They're cheering loud, doing their usual thing. And there's a song after every Brisbane Lions player that kicks a goal. It's a very happy environment for a Brisbane fan up there, but it is a very hostile environment for opposition. And look, I've been there when we've won, and it is such a great environment to be. The hostile environments are the best to be, because if you can be there when your team gets on top of them, beats them, oh, the absolute feeling of elation when you are just a one, probably 5 to 10, not even that, roughly 5%, if that, percentage of the crowd, and you've won and you're the loudest there. It was I've had those moments up in Queensland, and I'm looking forward to getting there again. And it was a lot of fun, as I say, as a fan going up there. I live on the Gold Coast, so it was great to just enjoy all the Port Adelaide fans and have fun beforehand, enjoy the game with some of the fans around us, and I really enjoyed that. It was a great night, but it was fun for the first probably 5, 10 minutes, and that was about it. And then the party was over from there. But apart from that, there was really good signs. It was exciting to see Jack Lukosius. He kicked 3 goals, and he was brilliant. The way he went about that was really good, actually. I was just in the goals, brilliant. They were awesome long bombs. Yeah, his confidence is only going to grow. I love the relationship between Mitch and Jack. That was great already. That there's a good little chemistry between the two forwards, and hopefully that can only flourish. And those guys can, instead of actually getting in each other's way, they can actually work hand in hand with each other, and actually that'll be really, really good. So I just, yeah, that was a keep. Let's hope we can kind of build around those two in the forward line there. And that was really, really good. Sam Power Pepper, oh, what an up and down night for him. Poor guy. He obviously had that great news. His wife has delivered a baby throughout the week, and so then he was able to kind of celebrate. And when he kicked the goal, he did the little rocking thing just to celebrate for his baby Remy. And then could you believe it? The guy also then has a knee injury, and so he's struggling to just in his head now, just to recover and to get his head around. Probably again missing an entire season next year. So we if we get him luckily at the late next year, that will be a blessing. Seeing how we're going next year at this stage. Otherwise, it just we push him through, and hopefully he's able to just get 100% ready for 2027 season. So. Oh, the absolute bad luck that Sam Power Pepper is receiving. Hopefully, the club looks after him with that. Right this moment, as I record this, I'm really not sure of kind of where his contract's at, but I'm really hoping that Port Adelaide look after him and keep him around, because he is a brilliant player, and when he's on and when he's not injured, gosh, he's you can see he's always good for a couple of goals, whether that be of him kicking him or actually assisting him in part of it. He is a 2 to 3 plus goal player for us in every game. So we're going to miss his energy. That is absolute for sure. That Mitch kicking 4 again. So I mean 4 plus. He's kicking 5s here and 4s there. That's a good sign. Obviously, too, you can see there's a bit of conceding of, I guess not defeat, but defeat of the finals, conceding that we won't be in the finals. So again, it is for what's Mitch playing for this season is to get himself into a position where he's getting the confidence of the rest of the team to say he's that player at the in the forward line, because Todd Marshall's coming back, and obviously get that preseason right next year. But before you work on that and build towards a strong campaign for 2026, you want to finish out this next 6, 7 rounds and in style, and actually really finish off really well going into a preseason next year. So for Mitch, I'd like to see him, to command the ball, even with Jack in the team now, and sharing it there, and like he did the other day. 4 plus is an absolute baseline for him, and congratulations, Mitch, for how your season's going. It's absolutely exciting to see, and it can only give me more confidence to say that he can just I guess improve, whether it be double or triple, but it's about just kind of just compounding, just improvement in his forward craft in that forward line, and that'll confidence kind of builds on other confidence, and on his talent. So well done, Mitch. And his ability to balance with that, with going down the ground when he needs to. What I saw in the weekend when the ball wasn't coming down, he was going back to the half back line just to get the ball and then bring it around, so bring it up to the foot line. So he's got a great tank and a great ability to be for a long term future. He's still so young. So I'd love us to really build a forward line around Mitch, and then whoever comes along with him, with Jack or Todd. So well done, Mitch Georgiades. Yeah, in the next 6, 7 games, Jack Lukosius will hopefully be someone who will have people watch the games. If there's people saying, "Oh, it's no point in watching now," Jack Lukosius comes back in. Like some of the goals he kicked, worth watching. So no, this guy's good. It was very exciting, and hopefully the injection of him in the team is even if, as I said, we're not going to have major success, that we can frustrate some teams along the way. Yeah, just with the forwards, with the Crystal Pairs, I couldn't go past Mitch Georgiades. Again, just and as I said, just based on what I was saying there, just building on the forward line. So that was a brilliant effort from him there. And in the midfield, I just couldn't put it past uh, Zach Butters for him to be easily considered the best player in our midfield. He stood up. This was a game where, in fact, if Zach was trying to convince us that he's staying and he's doing a good job about it when he's playing the kind of footy he is now, when he's again just back to being super active, leading the team. He's the vice captain for a reason, let alone just the vice captain. And so well done, Zach. Good game. 31 touches, just like Connor Rosie, which I'm going to just say as our best defender, it was Connor. Whether he was moving around the ground a lot, so he was around the ball, but he was also just had an incredible ability just to find himself in the forward line or in the play, but then just when the ball needed to go back again, he was back there. And there was one play that stood out for me in particular where he defended, blocked, ran across the other side of the ground for a quick block, and he was doing pretty much all of it on his own. There was other players around, but he was just going straight to the ball and just and where the play was, as opposed to the other players, blocking their man and stopping, checking other players. He was just doing everything, and it's again, you wonder, he'll do have that same desperation, whether it's him on his own or he does have the team around him for that support. But he it stood out for me that he is just such a leader, and he's doing the best job he can at the moment, obviously, to get the wins and to get us back to being in a winning position. It's going to take more than just Connor, just on his own, or even just Zach. That's where we're needing more contribution from other players. And Jason Horn-Francis, 19 touches. It was okay. Willem Drew probably really does. There's a lot of questions and a lot of people talking about him even being traded now, and him being, on the table, because it's frustrating if you're kind of just having a bit of a one-track mind and one-track kind of ability, and he can't go to different gears. And we've got players like Willem Drew probably in the side already. So it's now in the hands of Josh Carfer next year to finally crack through and have that opportunity to play in a premiership. All right, guys, disappointing loss, but we play West Coast this week, and we take on West Coast at home. Hopefully, bounce back with a win there, and frustrate some teams along the way to the end of the season. Thanks very much for listening, and thanks very much for watching. Until next time, go the power.